Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to this live transmission that PTV World has been undergoing since this whole SCO in fact began. This is the 23rd meeting of the heads of government, of the Council of the Heads of Government of the member countries of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization that is going to begin from tomorrow. But the activities, of course, have begun from today with the arrival of the Chinese Premier Li Qiang, who arrived in Pakistan after a period of 11 years. This is a huge time period between the arrival of the premier, a Chinese premier in Pakistan, and this brings in a new impetus, a new hope, a new chapter as far as Pakistan-China relations are concerned. Of course, Pakistan-China relations have been robust, have been strong, have been higher than the highest of mountains and deeper than the deepest of oceans, as has been enunciated by our Premier Shehbaz Sharif time and again on different fora, and today was no exception. It was the way the Chinese Premier arrived, the way when he was being given the Guard of Honor, that he saluted our people of the armed forces and bowed down to give them their respect during the Guard of Honor. That shows, these are little things, ladies and gentlemen, but they show a lot of gratitude, they show a lot of strength of this relationship that exists between our two friendly brotherly countries. China has always been there for us in the good times and in the bad times. It has always supported us whenever Pakistan has needed support of any kind, and it has always backed Pakistan in the times of need and in times where Pakistan needed backing as far as national and international issues are concerned. There has also been delegation level talks between the Pakistani and the Chinese side on the Prime Minister's level, and of course we have seen how important these meetings are, and of course the Chinese Premier is here for a period of 4 days, so there are a lot of developments have happened. Also, the inauguration of the Gwadar International Airport has happened today, and MOUs were also signed between the two sides. We've been joined by Khalid Taimur Akram. He's an international affairs expert. Khalid Taimur Akram Saab, thank you very much to have joined us. It's a pleasure to have you on board because you're somebody who understands the SCO, China and the Central Asian countries better than so many of us. We'll begin with the importance of the SCO Summit. The SCO, Khalid Saab, has been a very important organization as far as binding different countries of the region is concerned. In the current geopolitical or geoeconomic situation, how important do you feel the SCO has become?
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, through Pakistan television, I would like to welcome the Chinese delegation and Chinese Prime Minister to Pakistan. Shanghai Cooperation Organization is a very, very important organization, and it's a great honor for Pakistan that so many prime ministers will be coming tonight and tomorrow morning to attend this important conference. Pakistan had become the full member of SCO in 2017, and since then we have been playing a very, very active role in Shanghai Cooperation Organization. As you know that this conference is coming at a time when the Belt and Road Initiative of China has completed its 10 years, and CPEC is entered in the second phase, and we are now about to start a trade or connectivity with the Central Asian countries along with China. And I think this SCO conference will be very, very important for Pakistan because we will be able to showcase all what we have to all the SCO members, and particularly to the Central Asian leaders, because all the Central Asian prime ministers will be here tomorrow, and they will see themselves what Pakistan has done in last 10 years, how we are, and what sort of plans we have for them also to connect them through Gwadar and Karachi port with the Indian Ocean. And I feel that this SCO conference will bring a big impetus to the CPEC phase 2. And also, this is an important time for Pakistan diplomatically also, because a few of our adversaries have been trying to portray an image of Pakistan that we are diplomatically isolated, especially India. We saw India last year, they hosted G20 and G7 meetings, and in that an impression was given that Pakistan is getting isolated. But in fact, now India realizes this thing, that Pakistan is a very major stakeholder, not only in BRI, but also in Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And Indian Foreign Minister coming to Pakistan gives a very clear picture that now India has realized this thing, that it was their mistake, that they were thinking that Pakistan is diplomatically isolated.
Khalid Taimur Akram Saab, when you understand that this SCO is China, the Central Asian countries, and many other countries as well. There is Russia. When you look at this as a collective, what are the basic milestones that have been achieved under the ambit of the SCO, and what are you looking forward to during this meeting and during this year?
Yes, ever since the SCO was established, and we have seen in 2000 and 2002, 2001 and 2002, they had made their charter, and ever since then, a lot of countries have showed interest to become part of SCO. We have seen that SCO has developed a very robust information exchange system for counter-terrorism in the shape of RATS, the regional anti-terrorism structure, which is based in Tashkent. SCO has been working on many things, like, for example, they're working on developing a common agenda for the trade. They are working together for having a common legislation towards having a single customs clearance act and other things. What I am now looking is that we have to see that what kind of challenges we are facing in the region and what kind of challenges we are facing in next year. For example, still the regional countries have to have a legal framework. There is no legal framework for trade and for cultural activities within the SCO countries. And I think this year, especially Pakistan can take this initiative. Then SCO countries have yet to have a currency exchange agreement. And today we saw Pakistan and China signing their currency exchange agreement. And hopefully the other SCO countries on the platform of SCO will sign these kinds of agreements. Then there is still there is no single visa regime for the SCO countries or easy visa regime for the SCO countries. SCO countries have to work on that also. Right now, Pakistan and many countries, they are dependent on QTTs, quadrilateral transit trade agreements, for going from one country to another country. As we know that most of the SCO countries are double landlocked countries. So to facilitate those double landlocked countries, SCO needs to have a mechanism so that these landlocked countries can have an easy access towards CPEC and towards Gwadar. So I think these kinds of activities and these kinds of visa regimes or currency regimes or customs regimes will be very beneficial for the SCO countries. And the SCO countries are expanding, and we will see that in times to come that the SCO countries will not only collaborate in all these things, but they are going to collaborate more in enhancing the people-to-people connectivity and also the education sector. There are talks that SCO will be establishing various universities in the partner countries. There are talks that SCO will be establishing an SCO bank to help the SCO countries. And of course, till the time the banking sector and these sectors are not connected, the logistics and banking sectors are not connected with each other, then till then the trade will not be that comfortable. And I think the Shanghai Cooperation Organization is an organization or is a platform which is answer to all these challenges.
All right. Khalid Saab, I'd like to refer to a statement that the Chinese Premier Li Qiang made while inaugurating the new Gwadar International Airport. He said that our resolve is unwavering to achieve development objectives and realize a shared future. When he talks about development objectives and a shared future, what is the Chinese perspective of a shared future with Pakistan and also with other countries within the ambit of the SCO?
Yes, shared future is the terminology which was given by President Xi Jinping in 2013. once he was visiting Russia, he gave this concept of community of shared future. It is basically a future which has a win-win situation for all the partner countries. As we know that there are many Western countries who have been accusing China or who have been trying to sell this idea that China is trying to colonize the world. But through the concept of the community of shared future and then the concept of global development initiative, global security initiative, and global civilization initiative, China has proven this thing that they are not for any colonization. China is not forcing any country to do anything. China is just giving guidelines to all the partner countries to work together for a shared future, for prosperity, for trade, for people-to-people contact. And Chinese Premier has very rightly pointed out this thing that Gwadar Airport and Gwadar Port is going to be a classic example of a shared future for prosperity. I would like to mention over here that the Central Asian countries, which used to refer themselves as landlocked countries, but after the completion of CPEC, now they call themselves as land-linked countries. So this is a big change in perception. There is a big change in thinking. There is a big change in overall geodynamics of the area. And Pakistan, being in the center of geopolitical center of this complete thing, is the flagship project, not only the flagship project for BRI, but also the flagship in terms of the Chinese concept of the shared future and global development initiatives.
Khalid Taimur Akram Saab, I'd like to understand the importance of the Gwadar International Airport. We've talked many times about that, but now that it has been officially inaugurated today by both the premiers, what do you foresee? How important does the Gwadar International Airport become in the wake of the whole region, in the wake of economic development in the region? What role could this international airport also play?
Yes, this is a very important question because as we know that Gwadar is a deep sea port and the development of Gwadar and linking Gwadar to Central Asian countries and linking Gwadar to China through CPEC route is very, very important. The Gwadar International Airport is going to play a very pivotal role for businessmen, for people coming there, for tourism or business, because in that complete area, there is no airport of that level. If the nearest port from Gwadar is the Chabahar port, and the Chabahar port has also been now developed by the Chinese under the China-Iran agreement, in which China is going to invest a lot of money, not only in Chabahar port, but also in the infrastructure, nearby infrastructure. But in that complete area, Gwadar port is going to act as a pivotal port, linking the Middle Eastern countries with Gwadar, linking the Chinese businessmen coming over to the Gwadar airport will have the facility for landing of the bigger aircrafts also, even 380, which is the biggest aircraft, it can handle that also. And I feel that Gwadar airport and Gwadar port will be very, very important. Let me tell you over here also that since last couple of months, I've met with many Central Asian businessmen and Chinese businessmen who have been looking for places in Gwadar. Somebody wants to have a warehouse in Gwadar. Somebody wants to establish a factory nearby Gwadar. And the Central Asian countries are really looking forward to use Gwadar as their main hub. Just let me give you one more example that very recently Kazakhstan had ordered some electronic goods from South Korea, and they used Gwadar port, and those goods had come via ship to Gwadar port, and they were unloaded in Gwadar, and then from Gwadar they were taken via Afghanistan and Uzbekistan to Kazakhstan. And the Kazakhstan embassy people here in Islamabad, they told me that the complete process took 18 days, whereas if those goods previously were using Russian ports, and that would take them more than 60 days. So the travel time through Gwadar port has reduced for Central Asia from 60 days to 18 days, and which is the maximum time, because Kazakhstan is a double landlocked country. One has to pass through, after Pakistan, one has to pass through from Afghanistan and from Uzbekistan and then entering Kazakhstan. So this kind of trade is already started, and I feel that the SCO conference and their prime ministers coming to Pakistan, meeting with our officials, and not only prime ministers are coming, but also in their entourage, there will be many other officials who would be coming to Pakistan and meeting with their counterparts in Pakistan. And I think that Pakistan's presidency of SCO will help Pakistan in showcasing CPEC, and SCO and CPEC are going to be interlinked in days to come, because right now all the 10 members of SCO are somehow connected with CPEC.
All right, Khalid Saab, herein I'd like to understand something. You did mention Russia. Russia is also one of the, key members of the SCO. It was one of the members that began the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and it was because also of the efforts of Russia that Pakistan became a member of the SCO in the year 2017. When you look at China as a member of the SCO, and of course the important relationship that exists not only between Russia and Pakistan, but also between Russia and China. How important a role does Russia have within the ambit of the SCO, and what more can it bring to the platform?
Yes, we must go back in the history and see that why the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, or Shanghai 5, was initially established. After the breakup of Soviet Union, China felt there was a need to have a better connectivity with the Central Asian countries, and China developed that through Shanghai 5, and the main aim of Shanghai 5 was to counter the radicalization and terrorism which could have developed in those countries after the breakup. And then we saw Russia and China joining hands together and changing it from Shanghai 5 to Shanghai Cooperation Organization. The initial aim was to control the radicalization, to control the spread of terrorism, to have a better security mechanism, to have a better connectivity mechanism. Then we saw that how Shanghai Cooperation Organization, it started expanding, and it started putting in more members in it. And the charter of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, which was initially made in 2002, it clearly indicated that the main thrust of Shanghai Cooperation Organization is going to be towards trade and towards better connectivity, rather than becoming another NATO. So Russia has always been playing a very, very positive role in Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Russia has always supported Pakistan on many platforms. Russia is even now supporting Pakistan's membership to BRICS also. So despite of the fact that now Russia is under sanctions because of the Ukraine war, but Russia plays a very, very important role, and it will keep on playing an important role in the region. Russia and Central Asian countries, they have a very close relationship on the platform of CIS. Russia and Central Asian countries, they have a very big collaboration on energy sector. And Russia and Pakistan have recently signed a barter trade agreement few weeks back. Once the Pakistani big business delegation was there, we had signed a barter trade agreement with them. China and Russia are doing a lot of trade, and China and Russia have become those countries which are doing their trade in their own currencies. Here I would also like to say this thing, that Shanghai Cooperation Organization, the way it is expanding, I hope then that very soon they will adopt some kind of currency regime in which the partner countries can do trade in their own currencies, and also the cultural exchange. Today, I was very happy to see PTV signing an MOU with the Chinese counterparts, and PTV and the Chinese counterparts will be making movies together, will be making dramas together. So another part of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization is the cultural connectivity, in which very soon we will see that our countries together will be making movies, will be having more and more people-to-people contact, because Pakistan has a history with Central Asia. Islam came from Uzbek side towards the subcontinent. We saw Zahiruddin Babur coming from Central Asia towards the subcontinent and conquering it and then ruling it for a very, very long time. We saw Amir Taimur extending his regime towards almost 75% of that world, which was the explored world at that time was conquered by Amir Taimur, and he was from Central Asia. So Pakistan's linkages with Central Asia, Pakistan's historical linkages through Gandhara civilization with China and with this region are very, very important. And through this Shanghai Cooperation Organization, I think all these relationships, all the historical friendships, all the historical linkages are now revived.
All right, Khalid Taimur Saab, coming to you and coming to Pakistan-China relations. In your point of view, somebody who understands China and the whole region, because you've been recently to China as well, and to the Central Asian countries. I was seeing some of that evidence in the form of pictures that you were taking and the meetings that you were having. What makes the Pakistan-China relationship unique from a Pakistani perspective and from a Chinese perspective?
From the Chinese perspective, Chinese have a very strong faith in Pakistan. Somehow, I do not know, but wherever I go in China, wherever I mention that I'm from Pakistan, whether it is the smallest town in China to Shanghai and to Beijing, people have a lot of love for Pakistan, and they say that Pakistan had been standing with them when China had nothing, especially in 50s and 60s. So they remember that. And although now we have a new millennium generation in China, but therefore their grandparents, even their textbooks, they give a very, very positive perspective of Pakistan. And even the new generation feels that Pakistan has always been a country which has been standing with China like an iron brother. And they truly value this. As far as Pakistan is concerned, I think that Pakistan, no matter what government in Pakistan has, whosoever is in the power, for every one of us, China has always been a true friend. And now, since we had been facing financial difficulties and other issues, China has always been standing with us like an iron brother. And I see Pakistan-China relationship not as two countries, but as two brothers, because this is how the Chinese say it, and this is how we say it.
Khalid Saab, a lot of people, a lot of important dignitaries in the Central Asian countries and in Russia and in China also talk about the importance of ease of doing business. And in this case, as far as the Pakistani side is concerned, comes the role of the SIFC. How important a role could the SIFC also play now and in the future as far as enabling the businessmen or enabling the companies from the other countries of the SCO to establish their organizations, their industries here in Pakistan?
Yes, SIFC establishment, I think Pakistan has done it at the right time, because it has coincided with the completion of first phase of CPEC, and now this is a one window. And I would here repeat the words of His Excellency, the Army Chief of Pakistan, General Nasim Munir, which he told to the recently Saudi delegation that through SIFC, Pakistan has changed the red tapeism into the red carpet. And this terminology was again repeated by the Saudi visiting minister. And yes, it is true that through SIFC, Pakistan has done a tremendous job by creating a one window operation for the foreign investors, for the foreign traders, for all those people of the regional countries and the rest of the world who wants to do some kind of business with Pakistan or through Pakistan. SIFC has been playing a very pivotal role, and in last 2 years, I think SIFC has evolved into a institution which is backed up by all the ministries. And although we have yet to do certain legislations, but I think that right now SIFC is the best answer for the ease of business. And I'm sure during the SCO conference, Pakistan will be showcasing the success of SIFC and how SIFC is working to the visiting members of the SCO. And I'm sure that through the SIFC facilitation, the Central Asian countries, China, and other neighboring countries will be able to do business in Pakistan.
All right. Khalid Saab, last question to you. You know, when you look at the different corridors under the CPEC, whether it be the livelihood corridor or growth corridor, innovation corridor, green corridor, open corridor, and aligning it with Pakistan's development framework and priorities, how does all of this align with the joint development process of the SCO countries?
Yes, if we see all the corridors, these all corridors are not isolated corridors. The livelihood corridor, green corridor, all these corridors are not only unique to CPEC, but also they hold good for all the BRI corridors. As all the SCO countries are also member of the Belt and Road Initiative, so the integration of all these corridors along the BRI corridors is already there, and I see Pakistan playing a very, very pivotal role in this. And over here, I would like to make a special mention of Mr. Ehsan Iqbal, who is the Minister of Planning in Pakistan. He has also given lot of ideas to the Chinese government, and I'm glad that because of his ideas, the Chinese government have adopted many of these corridors, the livelihood corridor and green corridor, and the 5 E's, which the ease of business and other thing which Pakistan had proposed. It was Mr. Ehsan Iqbal who had been going to China and discussing with the Chinese government. And I'm very glad and happy to say through Pakistan television, because I'm sure that a lot of international media will be listening to this show today because of the SCO conference, that Pakistan has been suggesting a lot in BRI, Pakistan had been suggesting a lot in SCO, and I'm sure that whatever suggestions Pakistan has given will be very, very beneficial for all the partner countries.
Thank you very much, Khalid Taimur Akram. But before we go, I'd like to understand what's your perspective of this current Council of the Heads of Government meeting that begins from tomorrow. What are your expectations as somebody who goes and who meets so many business delegations and business heads from all the Central Asian countries, from China, from Russia as well? What are your expectations?
Yeah, I expect basically 4 things from this Council of Heads meeting. Number 1 is the image of Pakistan. As we know that the Western media or the social media had been talking a lot against Pakistan, and we had seen that they had portrayed Pakistan as a country which is going to Stone Age or something like that. So this Council of Head meetings focus on Pakistan by all international media would give a diplomatic edge to Pakistan, and the world will know that, look, this is one country which has evolved, which has developed so much. This is one. Second thing is this, that as I said, that as the complete BRI program, Belt and Road Initiative program, has entered in its second phase, and after the entry into the second phase, this is going to be the first head of the state, head of the government meeting. So in that meeting, we will see that a lot will be talked about trade, a lot will be talked about different visa regimes or financial regimes and other things. So in that, I also see Pakistan's greater role in suggesting to various things. And also, as our Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif will be chairing this conference, so I'm sure that he will be talking about climate, because as we know that Pakistan is one country which is badly affected by the climate change, and we have seen that nothing much is done at the international level, but at the regional level, Pakistan has been making an endeavor to collect all the countries and have a regional climate strategy. So I'm sure that our Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif will be talking.
All right. Thank you very much, Khalid Taimur Akram Saab, to have joined us, to have given us your valuable output as far as this very important 23rd meeting of the Council of Heads of Government of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization is concerned, which begins from tomorrow. But of course, the Chinese Premier Li Qiang has arrived in Pakistan. Memoranda of understanding have been signed, and of course meetings have been held between the two sides on the level of the Prime Minister. And this not only shows the strong relationship between the two countries, that is China and Pakistan, but also with the coming visits that we'll be seeing during the night and tomorrow, we'll be also seeing the robust relationship that exists between all the countries that are present within the ambit of the SCO. And of course, Pakistan now hosting it is another chapter that begins for our country in the regional level and in the global level as well. With that, we come to an end of this transmission. We'll go now to our news break. After that, the transmission continues right here on PTV World. Umar Khalid Bab, bids you farewell. Allah Hafiz.